Hello, and welcome to a new episode of the Appelboom Bites podcast. Today is an amazing episode because we have a really honorable guest, a really special guest, and we have an amazing co host. Let me first introduce our co host for today. It is Vanessa Langton, aka the Pen
Hello.
Gangster. Welcome, Vanessa. How are you doing?
Hi.
Did you did some gangstering around lately?
No, not really. Just that what I'm noticing here is I'm looking at these screens, and I'm saying me and Giuseppe did something kind of gangster, but you obviously didn't get the memo, and that was to wear beige. We're color coordinated. You are
Yeah,
not.
I didn't get that memo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Um, so you already introduced our special guest. Thank you for that, Vanessa, for stealing the show
You're
again. No
welcome.
worries. Um,
It's my pleasure.
it is Giuseppe Aquila. He is the CEO and owner of the Montegrappa fountain pen company or pen company in Italy. And welcome, Giuseppe. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and thanks for inviting me to your show.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, and we're going to talk a lot about some very special items that you introduced lately. But before we go there, let us first start with the pen check.
The pen check.
Vanessa, would you like to start with your pen check for this week's episode?
Sure. Of course. My pen that I'm using today is the Montegrappa Copper Mule. I know it's an older pen, but it's still one of
Oh,
my
nice.
favorites. Out of all the pens that have been released, I still
Very
love
good
it.
pen.
It is, and I love how it ages. There's all the markings on the copper, and you could tell, where my hands have been on it, and it has a lot of character. I really love that.
That's true.
Yeah,
Beautiful
You've
pen.
used it a
it
lot,
is
I see.
beautiful. I have. It's kind of. I don't know if you can see, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind
Did
of
you also
has.
did you also get the mug?
No, I didn't get the mug. I don't know why I don't have the mug. I just got the pen.
So
Oh,
you never tried
okay.
the cocktail?
That's the most important thing.
No, I don't. I haven't had the cocktail with the pen, so just I've just been enjoying the pen.
What nib do you have on the pen?
I have a medium. I love the nibs. This one writes really nice. I guess you can't really see it, but I have a medium nib, and I mean this nib. It's stainless steel. It's a
Hmm.
great writer, and I also like to point out the grip section is also very beautiful. It's brushed metal, and it's just a very handsome looking pen. But yeah, I
It's
enjoy
beautiful.
it.
And what
It's a
ink?
lot of
What ink
fun
is
to write
inside?
with. I
Hmm.
have one of my blue Iroshizuku inks in it. I can't remember which one, but
Nice,
I never write it down.
beautiful combination. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you, Vanessa. Giuseppe, what fountain pen do you carry with you today? Or shall I
Well,
ask
I
what
carry
Montegrappa pen do you carry with you today?
exactly. I only carry Montegrappa fountain pens with me. So
Of
yeah,
course.
today particularly, I'm using Skulls and Roses,
Oh, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
which
nice.
is a limited edition that we have introduced in the last quarter of last year. Yeah, so it's
Hmm.
a sterling silver fountain pen. It's engraved with a new technique, and it's all antiqued. And then after that, there's a satin brush finish, which is all done by hand. Uh,
It's
it's
beautiful.
it carries a 18 karat gold nib.
Ooh.
This one is rhodium
Hmm.
plated. This particular one is a medium, okay? And the section is
Yeah.
made of Montegrappite, as the Americans say, which is one of
Hmm.
the resins that we produce in-house.
Oh,
Also,
wow. Beautiful.
it has a ruby set on the cleaner.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it well. It's a pretty cool
To
pen.
top it
That
off.
is a
Yeah, it's a
very
beautiful
cool
pen.
pen. I
And
love the
the
section. The
design on
section
the
on that pen's
pen,
cool. Sorry,
yeah,
I
that makes
didn't mean to
it
cut
that's
you off.
it's like finishing. No worries, Vanessa. I experienced a little bit of a delay, but no worries about that. Um, the engraving, is it done by machine or is it done by hand? Because, well, I visited Montegrappa a few years back, and you
Mhm.
have this great, really like big facility where people are like not people, they're artisans working on pieces of art.
Right. Yeah, you're referring to the atelier where we have
Yeah.
hand engravers, hand painters. We have
Hmm.
artisans set precious stones
Yeah.
or do the cold enameling, hot enameling. I mean, all sorts of different craftsmen's like processes. This particular pen, Skull and Roses here, is actually engraved with cutting edge laser technology. Okay,
Hmm.
that is able to recreate different layers.
Hmm.
So it's a kind of three-dimensional engraving, but then the finishing is all done by hand. First, we
Oh,
do what we call antiquing, which is done with special acids that actually oxidate the surface of the silver. So you will see that the cap, the barrel, blank cap will turn all black completely.
hmm.
And then after that, we can do the satin brushing by hand individually. And so you will have the black and the dark color. Sorry, here is the camera that will stay in the background, and the surface, the front of the pen will all be brushed, satin brushed.
It's really beautifully done.
Hmm.
It
Sure
is, and
is.
in fact, we decided to do the satin brushing as opposed to the normal polish, mirror polishing, because this way, with the light and the reflection of the light, actually, you would have more contrast. You could really see all the details of this beautiful design with skulls and roses much better.
Yeah. It's really beautifully done. Well done, Giuseppe. Great job. Um, let's go to my pen check before I forget it. Um, it is a really special one because I got it out of the vault. So normally it's not in the store, but it's in the vault. Because this is actually the most valuable pen that we have in the store, and I have it here. It's also a really fast pen. This is this is the Montegrappa tribute to
Hmm.
Art and Senna
Oh
in
wow!
solid gold,
Oh
and
wow!
yeah, it's a
Wow.
beautiful one, and it also has a great
What,
story behind
what
it.
number is that? What number is that?
This is number. That's a really good question. It's number 55.
Okay, because each pen was linked to, I think, a win of Ayrton Senna on a specific circuit. So on the pen, you should have near the number also the name of the track where he won that particular race.
You're correct. It's the Hungary ring.
Okay,
The win was in 87 on the
you see?
9th of August 87. So wow.
Wow.
So Artesana had 161 wins, and this pen is limited to 161 pieces. And well, this is number 55, and this is really beautifully done. I think this is one of the first limited editions that Montegrappa made, Giuseppe. Is that correct?
Well, it's not the first. The first limited edition was introduced in 1992 for the 80th
Mm-hmm.
anniversary of Montegrappa. I believe the Ayrton Senna, this one that you have, was launched in 1995, I believe,
Yeah, correct.
a
Yes.
year after Ayrton died, because the Ayrton unfortunately died in Imola in 19 May, on the 1st of May 1994. So we were actually negotiating the license with him and his family, but then unfortunately he passed away. So we released the pen
Mm-hmm.
after his premature death, unfortunately. So this is a very important piece for us because we were very close to Ayrton and his family. We loved him as a racing driver. Who's my
Mm-hmm.
favorite one. So it brings back a lot of memories. Thank you
Yeah,
for
I can imagine. Yeah,
yeah.
it's really
That's a
special
beautiful
because
tribute.
this particular pen is also for in our store for a really long time. So my father, who also passed away now, he bought it like back in the days. I think 1969, somewhere over there. And actually, he bought two of them, so two golden pens. One was already sold before I took over the business, but this one was still in the vault all that time. And of course I knew that, but after he passed away we were doing more with this and more online business. So yeah,
I'm sure that
it's a really special one for me.
there are a lot of collectors out there that would love to grab this pen because I mean it was a sellout edition and really really sought after by collectors around the world and particularly in Brazil because of course
Hmm.
Ayrton Senna being Brazilian,
Yeah,
he had a
yeah,
huge following in Brazil and South
yeah.
America.
I was thinking maybe that Max Verstappen, you know, the now the new world champion, the Dutch Formula One legend, was coming into the
Right.
store one day and said like, I need to have this pen. But I'm still waiting for him to come in the store, but maybe one day he comes in.
You have to invite him. You have to invite him.
Yeah. Giuseppe already mentioned that you had a really close connection with the family of Ayrton Senna. Another person that you had a really close connection with also passed away not this long ago. The famous footballer Pelé.
Mm.
Yes.
And you already also made a beautiful tribute to him. Yeah, would you like to
Yeah.
say something about this whole
Yeah, yeah, of course. I
situation?
mean,
Yeah.
also I have fond memories of Pelé. I met him on three different occasions,
Hmm.
but one of the three was really incredible because I got to spend a full day with him in Paris. He
Oh,
was in Paris to do some shooting for Coca-Cola, I believe.
hmm.
And so we took the opportunity that he was in Europe to actually do the photo shoot for and the video as well to promote our Montegrappa Pelé limited edition, which I believe was launched in 2014.
Hmm.
It was in the year of the World Cup in Brazil.
Yeah.
So it was really, really amazing. He was such a fun person, incredible to be with, very, very humble, funny. I mean, it's a really, really amazing experience for me
Yeah, I can
and my
imagine.
team.
You
Yeah.
you have met a lot of famous people actually. Um, what other story would you like to tell of another like famous person, like a really special story that you have in mind right now that you think, yeah, that's something that I want to share with the world?
Well, I mean, if you see behind me, you see there are pictures of a lot of celebrities
Yeah, I
on the
know.
walls,
It's a really
and
big wall.
and it's all around in this room. So I was really fortunate to meet a lot of celebrities.
Hmm.
Um, some of them really mean a lot to me. They're really very important in my personal story. So one of them is definitely Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
Oh
The
wow.
boxer.
the boxer. Yeah,
Uh, we had a limited edition. I believe it was 2010, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong because I can't remember all the dates by heart.
I can
Uh,
imagine.
okay, but I believe it was 2010. And also, I had the privilege and the honor to meet him in person in Kentucky. It was in Louisville, Kentucky, uh,
Hmm.
because we did different editions with Muhammad Ali, and one of them was called Thriller in Manila. This was made for the 35th anniversary of the Thriller Manila bout. He actually boxed against Joe Frazier. Okay,
Yeah,
so this was a joint, let's say, product. We had the Muhammad Ali pen and the Joe Frazier pen. It was a solid gold set where the image of the portrait of Ali and the one of Joe Frazier were actually engraved on the pen, and they would also come with a frame picture with an original picture of Thriller Manila. And the original signature of Ali, Frazier, and even the Filipino referee.
Oh wow,
It's
everybody.
it's it was an interesting story because Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali, they didn't not speak to each other since the fight,
Oh really?
and so when we were we had to write the copy for the booklet that accompanied the collection, and so we needed to, of course, tell a story, the story behind. So our copywriter came up, of course, with the copy for the booklet, and we needed to get the approval by Ali and by Fraser, but none of them would approve because each of them have their own version of the story. So, so we were not finding a solution. We were really stalled, and so we managed to find this referee, this Filipino guy. I don't recall how we managed to find this guy. Anyway, so we asked this guy who was the referee, so he was impartial, to write his own story. And
Yeah.
this was accepted eventually by both parties, and so made eventually us to continue with this project. So when we had to collect the signature of Ali, Ali was already sick. He had Parkinson,
Hmm.
so he signing for him is not easy. Huh?
Hmm.
So he would only sign twice a year a number of memorabilia. But then I was requested to fly to Louisville in Kentucky and to spend the day next to Ali to witness him signing each and every paper that would then be embedded into this frame picture that was sold along with the pens. And so I got to spend really a whole day with him, and it
Or
was an amazing experience for sure, one
yeah,
that
I
I will
can
remember.
imagine. Yeah,
Mhm.
that those are beautiful memories, Giuseppe. Um, Before we go to like the main subject of this podcast, before I forget, our previous guest, Jan Zander, the previous head of design of Mont Blanc, he was our previous guest on the last show, and he had a really interesting question for you because that's something what we are doing right now. We ask the guest to ask a question for our next guest, and you never know who's going to be the next guest. So it's always interesting to have that question. And the question that Jan Zander had for you, Giuseppe, is what car are you driving?
What car I'm driving? Okay, I drive an AMG GLE, so
Yeah.
that's is a sport utility vehicle. We
Hmm.
live near the mountain, and so SUVs are much more comfortable over here.
I can, I can imagine. I can imagine. Okay, thank you. So you're not driving an Aston Martin because that's like what we're heading over to right now. We're going to Mr. 007.
Right. No,
Montegrappa
I'm
made
not
an
driving.
amazing fountain pen or a collection around this.
Right.
This it's not really a person, or is it? Is it a person, or yeah, it's a person. 007 is a
It's a
person,
person. Yeah,
right?
it's a
Yes.
person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's a fictional character.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think that most men in their dreams they would like to be 007,
I'd
Of
so
like to be
course.
double oh
Of
007.
course. Yeah.
we okay, some people want to be gangster, like, but
Yes.
so they want to be 007. So this is a project really that I think one of the questions you asked me was, well, what will be the pen that you really want to make in the future. So 007 has been one of the pens that we've been wanting to make for a long time.
Hmm.
So luckily, we had the opportunity to discuss with Eon Production, which is the company that produces the movies, about the license for James Bond, which we entered into last year. So this first collection, which is called 007 Spymaster Duo, is the first in a series of collections. So this is a limited edition, but we are planning to also do open editions in the near future, also in a more accessible price point than this limited edition, and also to do more limited editions in the future. So this becomes like a brand within the brand for us.
Yeah.
So it's quite an ambitious project. Of course, for the first limited edition, we work closely with Eon Production. We had some input from them. So what they really wanted in this pen was the idea of incorporating within the pen a set of cufflinks. So this is the instructions, the only instructions that we had from them. And so, of course, the whole development of the design came from this concept. Yeah. Another instruction that was given to us was that the pen, when you look at the pen, it has to look pretty normal, okay? So different than other limited editions that are heavily decorated for Montegrappa, that both of you know very well. And so we thought of using the silhouette of our Extra 1930 and to reinterpret the silhouette and make it in a much, much bigger size. Okay.
Okay, Giuseppe, I have one quick question. Did Q did the design for this pen?
Q had his input in the design. But the pen was designed and engineered by our in-house designer.
Okay.
Design team. And of course, also Eon Production, they suggested to you to add this gadget, for the cufflinks, but we thought that was not enough. We wanted to add a further complication to the design. And for the fountain pen, as you may know, we have designed this what we call swift shot filling system, where the pen comes with two bullet-shaped cartridges. So they're made of brass. They look exactly like a bullet, okay? And they can be filled with ink using a special device which looks like the silencer of a gun, okay? And by means of this device, you can fill the cartridges. So the device can be filled with enough ink for 8 cartridges. And these special bullet-shaped cartridges, they have twice the capacity of a normal ink cartridge. And the advantage, aside from the aesthetical, let's say, effect, is that, this is not a plastic cartridge. This is a refillable cartridge, so also I would say it's a more sustainable option as well for refilling.
Did you try to get through airport security with this pen, or is that not possible?
Okay, I didn't travel myself with the pen, but I tell you, we shipped some pens to Dubai, I think last week, because the first pens are being shipped out as we speak. Because in Dubai there is a supercar event that we are sponsoring, and in which, by the way, there is an Aston Martin which has been personalized, Montegrappa and the 007 logo, and customs, they stopped the pen.
Yeah.
They saw the bullet through the scanner, and so of course they approached our local partners and then asked, well, "What is this? You're sending bullets. You're trying to import bullets." And they had to send, all the product information, explain that those are cartridges. But then everything improved in the end.
Yeah, it's a beautiful design. I really love it. As we are speaking, I will show some B footage underneath this talking, where we show the filling of the bullets, of course, or the cartridge bullets.
Mhm.
But it really is a beautiful design. Um, and honestly, when I was thinking a few years ago about, okay, of course, I was watching all the 007 movies. Of course, James Bond is a hero for me. I grew up with him. Um, I was thinking like, okay, what kind of brand would James Bond carry? And I was thinking like, there's only one brand that James Bond can carry, and that is a Montegrappa, because they have always, like, those special things with their fountain pens, with their pens. I was already in my mind, this has to be a Montegrappa like 5 years ago, and now we actually have this James Bond Montegrappa pen. So that's really cool, and I really want to
Thank you.
congratulate you
Yeah.
with this
Yeah.
collaboration.
So if you want to acquire a new license or collaboration, I will tell you so that you will think about it and it will
Yeah.
materialize.
Yeah, that's good. I have a lot of other ideas, but I will tell you another time.
Okay. Okay.
Um, all right. So the Montegrappa 007 is just launched. We get our shipment from Montegrappa most likely later this week or next week. We have a couple of pens coming in. It will sell out quickly. So if you want to have one, make sure to be fast or it's gone forever and you will never see a piece again. So that's what I wanted to say.
No, I can tell you
Uh,
in 2 days, in 2 days since the announcement to our partners, we've sold close to 250 pens.
Wow.
yeah,
So this was just in 2 days.
yeah,
So you're right when you say that this will go fast.
yeah. This is something that if you want to have it, you have to act now, or it's gone.
New products.
Some other products that are launched on our website this week are the first one is the Pelikan Ink of the Year Edelstein Rose Quartz ink. Vanessa, did you saw this launch? Did you have you seen it? Because you were sick the last few days, so I'm not sure what you have seen or
I
not.
have seen it. I got an email. I'm on their email list, so I did see it
Hmm.
through that, and it looks pretty nice. Looks like a nice color,
Yeah,
but it's not Montegrappa,
is that an?
so
It's not Montegrappa, but we also have other brands in the store besides Montegrappa. Um,
I have
what
lots
what
of respect for Pelé. Okay.
That's good. That's good. Luckily, um, what pen would you fill up this ink with, Vanessa?
I'm thinking I have this really beautiful Santini Italia pen that has kind of like these
Hmm.
kind of rose gold and pink swirls in it
Yeah,
that it would look really beautiful with. So yeah,
that's a great pen.
maybe I'll get
That's
a
a
bottle
great
of
pen.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
What about you?
and the thing is always with these ink of the year inks that Pelikan in the end of the year they will also come with a set with a fountain pen. So I'm already now thinking, okay, what pen will they make that match this ink? So they did the glittering in the barrel and in the cap,
Hmm.
and what kind of color will be the metal details be? Will it be yellow gold, rose gold maybe, or silver again? There are a lot of things going on in my mind right now for the matching fountain pen, because eventually, that's what we are waiting for at the end of the year.
Right. They should do a rose gold. I think that would be something different for
Yeah,
them.
I hope so. But let's see. It will be the first time, I think, that they introduce the road goals details.
See, it would be a surprise for
So
everyone.
yeah, yeah, we will see what they do. Another product that we recently launched on the website, sorry, is the Estie from Esterbrook, the Estie Petrified Forest. edition. And Vanessa, you have seen that one.
I have seen that one in person. It's lovely. It's a
Yeah,
nice neutral
yeah.
palette of orange and peach, and yeah. I always wonder is like where do they get all these ideas, these names for pens? They're Petrified Forest, and you know,
Hmm.
well, I know where candy came from, obviously, but it's always some random thing. I'm like, oh wow, that's I never thought of that experience as a pen before. It's so interesting.
It's maybe that's the hardest thing of the whole job, like creating those names for the pens.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a special
Um.
person that does that.
Or
Yeah.
maybe they use some drugs, some special drugs to help.
To help them create,
Yeah,
every Friday
that's right. They're
afternoon
like,
they take some
woo,
drugs and
after
then,
work.
oh, okay, let's see.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, think of names, guys, names. Come on, something really crazy.
It's this whole process. It's a whole process. Okay, we're almost ending the show already. But Vanessa, do you have one last final question for Giuseppe?
I have a lot of questions, but first of all, I want to do a shout out to the King Tutankhamun pen that just came out recently. That has to be one of the most amazing pens I've ever had the pleasure of seeing in person. I mean I
Wow.
mean that is remarkable. And the back of it's very anatomically correct to the mask. So I was very impressed, and the whole presentation, everything is perfect. I've never seen anything so cool, and I'm an art historian, so that really touched my heart.
It was
But
really
I have to
personal.
ask. It was very personal, and I really wanted to walk away with the pen, but I have kids to feed and stuff like that. So um, no, I always Montegrappa always has some of the most interesting ideas for pens, and conceptually, and I'm always wondering where the concepts come from. Are they your concepts? Like, did you're having a cup of coffee one morning, you're like, we should make a king tut pen, and then you go to work, you're like, listen, everybody, we need to make a king tut pen, okay? But of course, it would be in Italian, and I don't speak that. But I'm just curious, where do all your concepts? Because you all have so many different pens with different concepts.
You see, I have a big problem. I don't sleep. Just
Oh,
like Jost said, he slept 2 hours last night. I normally sleep 4 hours a night. Maybe time if I'm lucky, 4.5. And the reason why I don't sleep is that I get a lot of ideas when I'm in bed. So I have on my bedside table a notebook and one of my fountain pens, and I jot down the ideas that I have. And there are a lot of ideas. I tell you, maybe I can think of a new pen or two new pens every night. So you can imagine, you know, how many new ideas there are for the future. Of course, we cannot make all the ideas. Of course, there is research behind because Tutankhamun was made because last year it was the 100th anniversary of the discovery of the tomb, and so of course we do a lot of research. We look into anniversaries. We look at, I mean, of course, not just me, but different people in our company. They suggest some things. Out of the subjects that they love, and of course, then we discuss it in our product committee, internal product committee, and then from there, the first concept come up, and then we try our best to make sure that whatever is depicted on the pen is correct. So for Tutankhamun, we actually rebuilt the areas that on the mask are not visible, that where the enamel came off or where some of the engraving were missing. So we always give our own personal touch. Okay, so let's say we have a little bit of artist license on all of the product, but we try to be as exact as we can be. So it's not just me in Montegrappa. We have 6 designers, and when we develop a new product, a new design, we know based on the skills of each of these designers who is going to be able to interpret that particular theme the best in the best way. So some are more art oriented, some of them are more technical. Some of them are more. They like the world of fantasy. As you know, we have a lot of licenses like Harry Potter or the Lord of
Hmm.
the Rings, based on basically on what our designers like. We choose which one is more suitable to a specific theme. Did
Wow.
I answer your question?
Yes.
You're speechless, Vanessa. Wow.
I'm speechless.
Giuseppe,
The only thing I get.
that you can make Vanessa speechless, that's a really big achievement because
it,
Vanessa can
it doesn't
talk all
happen,
the
does
way
it?
through. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, Giuseppe. Before I'm ending the show, next week or no, not next week, but in 2 weeks we have another guest. What question do you have for that guest? You don't know who's
Uh,
going to be the guest, but what question do you have?
what song do you sing under the shower?
That's a
that's a
really
good
good
one.
one. That's a really good one. Yeah, I'm going to write that down. What song do you sing under the shower? I will not ask you
On
that,
when?
Giuseppe. That's a really good one. All right, guys. This is the end of the show. First of all, Vanessa, I would like to thank you for being the co-host again and making the show a pleasant to do together with me. Thank you for that, and I see you next week, or no, not next week, but the week after, because next week
The
I have a
next
little
week, yes.
short vacation. Yeah. And Giuseppe, of course, I would to really thank you for taking the time. And it's always a pleasure to talk with you because actually, we have this whole series on YouTube where we do the interviews with the people that make the pens. And I don't know if you remember that, but a few years ago, you were the first person that I ever interviewed, and I've never told that to
Oh,
anyone before. But I was really, really, really not scared, but like really nervous, like doing an whole interview with you. It was really like a big thing for me. And if I watch that interview back, I'm like, yeah, that was like my worst interview. Everything went wrong. But I also want to thank you for having the patience to doing that interview with me by that time. I think you must have thought like, who's this guy? He cannot do interviews. What questions do you have for me? But
I enjoyed the interview with you. I remember it vividly.
yeah, it was
So yeah,
really special. It was really special. You always will be a special person in my heart because I first had to experience these kind of things, and thank you for that. Thank you for being on the
thank
show
you.
with us here and explaining the background stories about all those beautiful models that you created. And hopefully you can keep creating beautiful concepts like that you do right now. And I know that your daughter is like on the side of the camera over there.
That's
Maybe she wants to say hi.
Shout out to
right.
the world.
Not really, but
Hello.
hi.
Hello. So
Say
hello.
it.
I you can be really proud of your dad, and I'm sure that you can learn a lot from him, and hopefully he can also learn some things from you. And I wish you two guys the best for Montegrappa. So
Thank
maybe
you.
maybe we can do the next show or next episode or next podcast with you and talk about
Yeah.
how it is to be a daughter of of a person in a pen family.
Oh,
So
a
maybe we
pen
can do that, but
genius.
for another time.
That would be
Yeah.
interesting.
But then you cannot be in the room, Giuseppe, because we will talk a lot about you. So I'm not sure if it's good if you're there.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, but I'm very proud of Diana and the work that she's doing.
Hmm.
Diana is the fourth generation of the Aquila family in Montegrappa. So
Yes, I
I'm the
know. I
third.
know.
And so this is, of course, extremely important for us. And
Hmm.
she brings, fresh new ideas into the business in the way we present, the brand
Yeah.
in today's world. You know.
Yeah.
I like her head popping in from the sides,
It
like,
was.
hey.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's beautiful. You
So
can be really proud of your company, Giuseppe. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. If
yeah,
you're watching this through YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button. If you're listening to us through Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever, thank you so much for listening, and we hope to see you back in 2 weeks with another episode. Bye bye.
Hi.